Audra Neff, and you are listening to Food Talk, brought to you by American Advertising Services, the Philadelphia area advertising and publicity agency that wants to help you. Call 484-562-0060. Again, that's 484-562-0060. And one more time, that's 484-562-0060. If you miss anything during this interview, please visit us on our website, www.phillyfoodtalk.com. And you don't want to miss anything during this next half an hour because we have two very special guests. We have Jamie Gordon, the Director of Public Relations for Bank & Bourbon Restaurant, and she brought along with her Chef Thomas Harkins, the Executive Chef at Bank & Bourbon Restaurant, located at the award-winning Loews Hotel at 12th and Market. Now, you guys are brand spanking new. When did you guys open, Jamie or Thomas?
Well, we had a soft opening in March, and then we officially opened April 9th.
April 9th. So you guys are fairly new.
Sure.
And you're located on the ground floor of the iconic Philadelphia Savings Fund Society building, now known as the
historic PSFS building. We are at 12th and Market Street, and it's a great place to be located.
Okay, and this building has some history. Can you tell us about that?
Sure, absolutely. The PSFS building was the first modernist skyscraper that was ever built. It was also one of the first buildings to ever have air conditioning in it.
I read that.
And it was a great story. People were so afraid of air conditioning, they didn't know what to expect, that the engineer who was involved in the process of building the hotel actually stayed overnight for a week just to prove that air conditioning is great and wonderful and terrific and everything would be fine. So it's a pretty spectacular building, and the Loews Hotel Corporation has maintained a lot of the original architectural elements to the building. So when you walk into our lobby, you will see the black marble. You will also see the vault. And if you go through the building, there are all sorts of historical aspects that are intact and remain there as they were when the building opened.
Okay, and can we see some of these historical features in the restaurant?
No, the restaurant is totally different. It used to be all dark marble and things like that, but now it's totally changed. It was gutted, and it's all soft woods, wood finishes, horsehair chairs, beautiful banquettes, a lot of wood features, a lot of softer tones. So it does not look like the hotel part of the hotel like it did before.
Right. So all to go along with this Bank & Bourbon theme. Chef Thomas Harkins, let's get a little bit of your culinary background before we go into the good stuff, the food.
All right. Well, I've been in this business for 29 years. I've been cooking for probably 27 of it. I'm 45 years old. You know, as a lot of chefs say, it was always a dream to be a chef. When I was a young kid in like the early 80s, I was inspired by French chefs on TV and things like that, and Julia Child, and I wanted to go to the best school in my opinion, the world's Culinary Institute of America. Wound up going there in 87 and graduated in 89, and I came back home to Philadelphia. I was born and raised in South Philly, so I started my career here, and I moved up the ranks fairly quick. Made a lot of mistakes, learned a lot, and I am where I am today, and I'm very happy.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing your talent back home to us. We appreciate that. And I know you're humble, but I've read that you've worked alongside some big-name chefs, Mario Batali being one of them.
Yeah, you know, back in the early 90s, and especially in the infancy of the Food Network, a lot of those guys would come to town for book signings and book events, and I've hosted many of those. When I worked at the Rittenhouse Hotel, I think I did 2 dinners with Emeril Lagasse, and Mario Batali was in for a couple, and Bobby Flay. This is back like in the 90s before the culinary genre just exploded.
Right.
Now it's like everybody wants to be a celebrity chef. But it was cool. It was interesting working with those guys. They weren't as big as they were as they are now.
Right.
So I probably couldn't call them, put it that way.
Well, you can say you knew them once, right?
Yeah, sure. It was a learning experience. It was fun.
Right. Okay, so what type of cuisine can we expect at Bank & Bourbon? Tell us about the concept, how you formulated the concept.
You know, I worked on it for about a year and a half, and when I started first toying with the menu and playing with things, I set up a little research area in another place at a hotel and worked. I sat there and said, what do we really want to do here? And we have a huge bourbon program, and I wanted to make sure that the food really matched and complemented the bourbon and the whole drink program. when I developed the menu, I thought of flavors of bourbon, what it smells like, charcoal, smoke, things like that, and incorporated it into some of the dishes we do. So that kind of inspired me a little bit and challenged me a little bit. And it was a work in progress, and I would work on one dish for like 3 weeks at a time. And it all came about. So it was fun. It took a while, and then just to see it come out and be implemented, and it was pretty exciting to see it work. So
everything on the menu at Bank and Bourbon will pair well with the bourbon.
Oh, no question. There's a lot of citrus flavors. There's smoke. There's spicy. There's curry flavors. There's a lot of different things. I consider it a rustic American style restaurant or inherently American style restaurant. So, we do a little bit of everything, but I'm all about seasonal cooking, very seasonal, and making sure we are using product that is locally available and things like that. So.
Okay, so seasonal interpretations of classic dishes. We were talking a little bit earlier about some of your menu standouts. I had a chance to look at the menu, and the pea pierogies really stood out to me. And Jamie, you said you love the corn salad.
I love the roasted corn salad. I also love the roasted baby carrots. So they're probably my two favorite of the starters. And we offer a salmon salad that is outrageous, and we also do a warm chicken salad for our lunch menu that's also amazing. Chef's just brilliant. It's just very simple ingredients that just come out and dance in your mouth, essentially.
I'm glad you're such a fan.
She's making me a fan. So tell me about this pork chop that we were talking about.
We use the rock pork, and I brine it in what I call honey brine. It has salt, honey, sugar, spices, bay leaf, and it just sits there and marinates for 3 hours. It's very salty and sweet. And then we take it out and I dry it, and then I slow cook it in what's called sous vide, which is I keep it at a certain temperature for about an hour. So it's already cooked all the way through, but it's so tender and juicy. And then we stick it under 1200-degree broiler, and all those spices and that honey that it's been brined in caramelize on top of the chop. So when you cut it, it looks kind of pink, but it's cooked all the way through, and it's so juicy. This thing is like incredible.
And you guys have some pretty unique ham options at the restaurant as well.
What I try to do is source all American-style hams because we are an American restaurant. So some of the hams we have now are some prosciutto that is actually made in Utah.
Wow.
We have some smoked ham called Benton's ham from Tennessee, which is really famous. Very hard to get your hands on. And we have another ham that I'm introducing to the menu actually next week called Colonel Newsom's ham. And believe it or not, these hams are fantastic. They are just, you. I mean, amazing stuff. And they're done in a European style, but it's such a big thing right now. It's pretty cool.
And you serve one of these dishes alongside goat butter?
Yeah. I mean, these hams, what we do is we slice them paper thin. I have a Burkle slicer, this beautiful antique slicer, and we wheel it around, and it comes out. You can see through the ham when you cut it. And then we serve it with this real rustic, crusty bread and this goat butter. It's so soft, and you spread it on the bread. It's so rich, and then you put the ham, and it's salty on top. It's like I'm a commercial here.
Yeah, we're salivating. I'm telling you.
It is. I'm telling you. I eat it every day. I go in, I slather some up. I'm ready. Get my coffee. Let's go.
Get some ham.
Well, I know that I mentioned the two vegetable dishes, but Chef can really expand upon them because certainly my saying I like the roasted carrots and I like the roasted corn is not a descriptive enough way to describe it. So I'll let Chef describe why I like them so much.
Well, Jamie tends to eat more vegetables than meats and things. And a lot of people do. And vegetable cookery is huge. Grains are huge. With a carrot salad, I actually take quinoa, we blanch it, and then I just toast it in olive oil, real crunchy, almost like when you grew up as a kid. And I don't know if you ever ate like grape nuts or whatever, real crunchy type grains. Well, this is what it's like. And then you eat the carrot, and it's been roasted in chipotle pepper, and then it goes into this cool Greek yogurt. And then you have this quinoa that's been crispy. So there's crunch, there's texture, there's hot, there's cool. There's a lot of senses going on there when you eat it, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Right, and vegetables are very trendy right now, and chefs are taking the time to make them taste good for anyone that is afraid. So if a restaurant has a good vegetable dish, all around, they're just a fabulous
Well,
restaurant.
the corn salad is, we have people that come just from New York, down just for this
Wow.
roasted corn salad. I'll let Chef
Well,
tell
you know, when I first was working with it, obviously corn is not in season till, and especially around here, corn season is
Yeah.
incredible. I mean, I live in Jersey, and we get the best corn in the country. The Silver Queen corn is hands down the best. You could eat it right from the field. You just peel it and just take a bite out of it like an apple. But in saying that, I started working on this dish and going, God, I envision this dish being so good when we get closer to corn season, because it's going to be just like eating a piece of candy. And then what I do is just roast it, and I toss it, and I infuse oil with some rosemary, and we cook it in that rosemary oil, and then we just put what I call sesame granola on top, just some sesame seeds that have been cooked down in some egg whites, a little bit of cayenne, and I bake them like little crisp. And I just toss it, and I serve it on a plate, and I put this what's called goat stick. It's hard goat cheese that I grate really fine, like Parmesan on top. It's delicious.
And the snap peas that are in there.
And I put some snap peas in there for crunch.
Well, the way you describe these dishes, I mean, you can hear the excitement in your voice. So I'm sure they taste just as good as they sound. And you also have a pastry team over there.
Yeah, Amanda's our pastry chef, and her team is phenomenal. Our desserts are so good. We do like a large pie for two, and I can change it anytime. And right now it's strawberry rhubarb, and it comes out in a big cast iron dish. We make all our ice creams on premises.
Wow.
And it feeds two big pie knife, and then we have a butterscotch sundae, which we make with salted caramel ice cream, chocolate covered popcorn, vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream. It has bananas in there, has butterscotch sauce. It's delicious. And then we have ice cream sandwiches where we make these little sandwiches you pick up, and they're little dainty sandwiches made with rum raisin ice cream and chocolate bourbon ice cream and banana ice cream. And then we have our German chocolate cake, which is about 7 layers high. It's so moist and has coconut, and I love coconut. I love coconut.
Most people do.
But you're
yeah.
forgetting the best dessert of all, my favorite.
And then they goat cheese parfait.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, it's like a
goat cheese
cheesecake with
parfait,
it's
yeah.
real aerated, and it has blueberries on top and some a little crisp of praline for crunch. It's very good.
Well, I don't know about you, but I heard chocolate covered popcorn, so I need to get in there just for that.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
delicious.
Very creative. Everything sounds very creative, very well thought out. And one of your most unique and innovative standouts at the restaurant is that you have a barrel aging program.
Yes, what we do, and a lot of people, you see a lot of people aging spirits and crafted cocktails in barrels in the city now, but what we do is we actually age whiskeys and bourbons on the premises right now, and we carry 3 types right now. One is a corn liquor, Hudson Baby corn liquor, that we age in barrels. A Dad's Hat Rye is another one. It's a rye whiskey, and a Monkey Shoulder Scotch that we age on the premises, and we sell them, and they take on a life of their own as they age, and we mark them every 30 days, and then it goes to 60 days, and it goes to 90 days, and you can tell the difference. And we have a bourbon program where we sell lockers, and we sell these 3-liter barrels full of aged spirits that you can come in anytime and have your name tagged onto it and come in with your friends or whatever, and we'll have the bourbon master come over and pour you a drink out of your own locker and your own bourbon. So it's kind of unique. Nobody does it.
Right.
So.
It's a good Father's Day gift.
Absolutely.
A great
Yeah.
Father's Day gift to give your dad a bourbon barrel and bourbon locker
And
for
get
the
him a
next
driver
year.
to take him home.
Exactly.
Right, so Bank and Bourbon staying true to its name. I want to hear more about this barrel aging program because, I mean, it just sounds so unique. Nobody's doing this in the city. So when we come back, we're going to talk more about Bank and Bourbon and their barrel aging program.
We're a Philadelphia advertising agency, American Advertising Services, and our job is to create solutions for your business problems. Do you want more customers, more sales for your products or business services? American Advertising has helped many, many area companies, large ones, small ones, family-owned firms just like yours. If you are in business and serious, make American Advertising your advertising agency. Per job assignments welcomed. American Advertising Services. We are serious about helping your business.
American Advertising Services is located at 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004. 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004. You can call them at 484-562-0060, 484-562-0060, 484-562-0060.
Are you in business, a company executive, purchasing agent, or working in marketing? Then attend the Philadelphia Advertising and Business Show. The show is August 20th. That's Wednesday, August 20th at the Crowne Plaza Hotel, City Avenue at the Route 76 exit. If you are in business, an executive, a purchasing agent, or work in marketing, your business card will admit you free. Your card also admits your guests. Have a direct sales space or simply attend. Free marketing assistance, free parking, and you can network to gain business. Direct sales space is available, so attend and profit at the Crowne Plaza Hotel, City Avenue at the Route 76 exit. Call 484-562-0063. That's 484-562-0063. Or check them out on the web at phillybizmedia.com. That's Phillybizmedia.com. phillybizmedia.com. Or call 484-562-0063. That's 484-562-0063.
Into rock and roll? Then visit Philadelphia's Hard Rock Cafe. Enjoy the huge menu and especially view the memorabilia. There's the legendary Jim Morrison jacket acquired from Danny Sugarman, manager of The Doors. Then see the guitar that John Mayall created. He played with Eric Clapton. Elton John's Uncle Sam costume, Shakira's leather pants. The list goes on. Memorabilia from Jimi Hendrix and Joan Jett. Come in for lunch or dinner or enjoy a cocktail at the Hard Rock Cafe Bar. The Hard Rock Cafe, 12th and Market Streets in Philadelphia. It's an experience. Also hosting corporate events, social gatherings, bar and bat mitzvahs. Hard Rock Cafe is COOL, cool. 12th and Market Street, 215-238-0639, 215-238-0639, 12th and Market Street in Philadelphia.
Wow, this is really different. There's a Philadelphia business called Whims, Whims for Rent, that creates and does really unusual business special events and promotions. If you're involved in a trade show, business meeting, sales campaign, grand opening, or open house, call Whims for Rent. If you're having a company dinner, a charity gala, or fundraiser and need a theme, call Whims. Whims has stars and stunts, gadgets and gimmicks from hundreds of available sources, entertainers and celebrities. Add flair to your business needs. Whims for Rent, the Philadelphia special events company for business and groups. At Whims, imagination works overtime. Challenge us. Call Whims for Rent.
For more information, contact Whims for Rent at 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004, 29 Bala Avenue, Bala Cynwyd, PA 19004, or call Whims for Rent at 484-562-0067. 484-562-0067 for Whims for Rent.
The internet today is a must for businesses and organizations to represent themselves. A must. For the generations of business owners who did not have the advantage of an internet education beginning in grade school, there is basic help. Call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060. Our organization of marketing personnel, traditional and IT, will set up basic internet advertising aids for your business or organization at a modest fee. Basics. No big deals, no big cost, just basics. Plus a free Get to Know Your Goals meeting. Call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060. That's 484-562-0060. Be with it, or else you will be out of it. Again, call American Advertising Services at 484-562-0060.
Need a speaker for your business meeting, organization, social group? Need a speaker who is entertaining, informative, or both? Need a speaker who is an authority on a subject close to your interests? We provide them. We are this region's Speakers Bureau. Call us at 484-562-0067. 484-562-0067.
This is Audra Neff, and you are listening to the second half of Food Talk, brought to you by American Advertising Services, the Philadelphia area advertising and publicity agency that wants to help you. Call 484-562-0060. That's 484-562-0060. And again, that's 484 562-0060. We have two very special guests with us in the studio today. Jamie Gordon, the Director of Public Relations for Bank & Bourbon Restaurant, and Chef Thomas Harkins, the Executive Chef at Bank & Bourbon Restaurant, located at the Loews Hotel at 1200 Market Street. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, before we went to break, we were talking about your unique barrel aging program. You can rent your own barrel at the restaurant and become a member. Tell us how we can become a member.
We have 70 private lockers, so it is a limited program, and you have the option of 3 different levels of bourbon that you will begin your barrel program with. The barrel locker is for a year rental, after which you're certainly welcome to renew. And all you have to do is just come into the restaurant at 1200 Market Street, or you can certainly get more information by calling us, and that number is 215-231-7300. And we have a website, which is www.bankandbourbon.com, and we have some additional information on there as well.
Okay, now Chef Thomas, you were saying that these bourbons are like babies. Like, yeah, you can adopt a bourbon baby.
I mean, a lot of these whiskeys start out white in color, and then they go into these barrels, and the barrel itself creates art. It really does. I mean, it comes out, it gets darker and darker. It takes on the characteristic of what the wood is in that barrel. It gets some of the flavors of that wood. And then within like a week or so, it totally changes the whole dynamic of the spirit itself.
Wow. So you guys feature on your cocktail menu Philly's own Benjamin Franklin, one of his favorite cocktails, the milk punch cocktail. Tell us about that.
Well, milk punches are popular now. I mean, you can see a lot of articles written about them right now, and we decided to do one because Ben Franklin used to make one with clarified milk. So basically what that means is we would take milk and have it separated with some citrus, so it looks all curdled. Mm-hmm. And there's some bourbon added to it, and there's some lemon peel added to it, and some lemony flavors, and green tea. And then you take this curdled looking stuff and you put it in this real fine sieve, and it drips, and it's clarified, and it's clear, and it's the most refreshing drink, and especially this time of year with this type of weather.
That sounds amazing.
And it's served in a little apothecary jar. So it comes out, it looks like you have a little medicine jar, pour it into your nice big rock glass with these huge ice cubes, and it comes out, and it's so fragrant, and it's not like this powerful drink. It's awesome.
Yeah, if you didn't know that there was milk in it, because when you say what the contents are, people sometimes scrunch their nose.
Milk and punch.
Exactly. But if you weren't told what the ingredients are, you would just say, my gosh, this is so delicious. What's in this drink?
Right.
And then people still won't believe you because there's no color to the milk.
It's the #1 selling drink on our drink menu.
I'm sure.
And our drink program's phenomenal. I'm telling you, our crafted cocktails are incredible.
I'm sure the way you describe it. Now, your cocktail menu centers upon bourbon,
sure.
I'm sure.
I mean, we have over 100 whiskeys, including bourbons in that. Our cocktails are probably about 8 or 9 handcrafted cocktails, and we're not talking about cosmopolitans here or screwdrivers. Those are the drinks we used to drink when we grew up. You know, these are things that there's a lot of infused oils.
Things you can't make at home.
Correct. There's a lot of fresh juices squeezed. There's a lot of infused flavors done. I mean, it's a lot of work to make one cocktail, but it's worth it. I'll tell you, they're amazing stuff.
And we actually have a bourbon master on site. So our bourbon master is in charge of the beverage program at the restaurant, and he has an extensive background in bourbon and in the mixology department. We actually just sent him down to Kentucky to go along the Bourbon Trail, and he visit and experience an array of distilleries and bring back that knowledge and incorporate everything that he's learned into our program.
Yeah, I mean, Brian's awesome. And not just Brian, our GM, Alex Amato, you know, he is phenomenal. Our front of the house staff is incredible. Our service is impeccable. I mean, he comes from the French Laundry, worked 2 years there in Napa Valley.
Wow.
I mean, to be a captain there and to lead the charge at a restaurant like that, one of the most
Right.
world-renowned restaurants, is pretty impressive.
Right. Wow.
So, he's leading the front of the house program in conjunction with Brian, and I take care of the back. So we have a really good team. We really do.
Sounds like it. Bank and Bourbon with their own bourbon master and masters at the back of the house, masters at the front of the house, masters everywhere. Now, you guys have brunch.
Yes, we have brunch. We just started 2 weeks ago, and basically, when I think of brunch, I think, something fun, whimsical. I like savory things. I like sweet things. I like a lot of different things. So our menu consists of some of the things we do currently for lunch and breakfast, but we added things like pastrami and eggs. So we take all our pastrami that we make in-house, and we take all the ends and the burnt ends that we smoke, and we mix it with potatoes and long hots and put poached eggs on top. We make fresh pastries in the morning. I mean, I think this week we're doing strawberry jelly roll. We're making cherry scones, and we're making zucchini muffins with salted butter and fresh jams. I mean, these things are unbelievable. I'm surprised I'm not 300 pounds. I mean, I come in every morning and eat this
Right.
stuff. I mean,
I know I would be, personally. But I'm always looking for that next great brunch spot. So
We are. It's an a la carte menu.
starts at 9 in the morning on
9 in the
Saturdays
morning.
and Sundays. We have a great cocktail list also that's French Arianet. And like I said, the food is very approachable. We have pancakes made with blueberries and sour cream and buttermilk. We also, we have an awesome burger. It's a dry aged burger made from the Frida meats, and it's simply just char grilled with Grafton cheddar and a nice soft bun. But this is the beefiest burger I've ever eaten in my life.
It sounds beefy, and who likes beef? Fathers like beef.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
Father's Day falls on a weekend, so why not bring Dad out for brunch,
I mean,
right?
shut the grill and get your butt in a restaurant.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. I mean, really.
Right.
Do you want to be out in the yard grilling, or do you want to come in and have a beefy burger?
Beefy burger and some bourbon.
Exactly.
Yes.
Take
Let
that
Chef
out.
do your cooking.
Yes, take that out for a treat Father's Day at Bank and Bourbon for brunch. Now, I want to talk about your private dining space because I hear it's very unique.
Well, I mean, we have 4 private dining rooms. 3 of them are connected. So we have the whiskey room, the rye room, and then we have the bourbon tasting room. And they're beautiful. I mean, these rooms are gorgeous. One could seat up to 50. There's another one that could seat 16. And then, lo and behold, we have a library wall where there's a secret door, and you open it up, and it's a small little bourbon tasting room that could seat anywhere from like 6 to 8 people, where we could do like a private dinner, a private tasting, very intimate. Really cool. It's open. The whole window looks out to the outside. People see in there, and the bourbon master's in there taking bourbon out, and you're tasting. So it's a pretty cool atmosphere.
Wow, sounds like an amazing experience.
And we have menus built around all the rooms. So if you want to have a private party or anything like that, we can cater to your event. We do a lot of parties already. So we could do buffet style, we could do a la carte style, or we can cater to whatever you want.
So private dining in a private room, one with a private secret door.
Perfect.
So, Jamie, who do we call if we want to reserve one of these fine private dining rooms?
You can call the restaurant directly at area code 215-231-7300. It's 215-231-7300. Or you can certainly go on to our website at www.bankandbourbon.com, and you can contact us through the website, and we will get right back to you.
Okay, so your next special event, do it at Bank and Bourbon. Before we go, real quick, I just want to mention, if you want to learn more from Chef Thomas Harkins, because after this interview, how could you not? You do cooking tips on Saturdays.
Yeah, like once a month. It's very seasonal, meaning I like to take a seasonal ingredient and go through what you can do with it. I mean, one thing is like fish crudo. Another thing could be corn. It could be tomatoes, whatever comes in. But it could be an hour long, right in front of our chef's table, in front of the kitchen line. And it's a very personal experience. We'll pour some specialty cocktail for you, and we'll sit down and go through the ingredient, talk about it, and we'll taste.
Oh my gosh, sounds amazing. So to learn more about that, please visit their website, www.bankandbourbon.com. This is Audra Neff, and you have been listening to Philly Food Talk.